December 22nd, Oak Park, 6 p.m. Harry parked the van in the McCallisters' driveway. Marv reached behind the seat for the crowbar. "Man, I can taste it," Harry said as he got out. "I'm telling you, Marv, this is the score that's going to set us up for life." "How do you want to go in?" Marv asked, tapping the crowbar against his palm. "Same way as the others," Harry said. "All these houses have stairs in the back leading down to the cellar. We go in and out through the cellar. That way no one sees us from the street." He and Marv headed for the back of the house. Kevin sat in the study trying to watch TV. Some lights had gone on before. Kevin knew they were connected to the automatic timer his dad had installed, but his father had only hooked the timer up to a few lights, so the house seemed dim and spooky. There was an easy way to fix that. Kevin went upstairs and started turning on all the lights. Marv had no trouble breaking the lock on the cellar door. He took out a tiny pen flashlight and looked around. "Wow, what a mess," he whispered to Harry. Parts of mannequins were lying here and there along with cans of paint and roof tar, boxes of Christmas ornaments, and all kinds of gardening tools. "We're not here to clean," Harry hissed behind him. "We're here to rob the place. Now come on." Kevin finished turning on the upstairs lights and started downstairs. He got to the kitchen and turned on the counter TV and the radio too. Then, for extra good measure, he hit the switch near the door that turned on the basement lights. In the basement, Harry and Marv were suddenly bathed in light. "What the?" Marv gasped. "We gotta get out of here," Harry hissed. They turned and ran as fast as they could without knocking over anything. Moments later, they climbed out of the basement, got into the van, and pulled out of the driveway. "Anyone see us?" Harry asked as they sped away down the street. "I didn't see anyone in the window," said Marv. "I thought you said they were gone." "We both watched them leave this morning, bird brain," Harry snapped. "Then who was that?" Marv asked. "I don't know," Harry said. "I didn't see anyone. I swear, I don't get it. I know they all left. And I know I ain't going near that house again," said Marv. "Cool it." Harry ran his fingers over his hair. "I'm going to figure this thing out, and then we're going back. That's the best house on the block." December 23rd, Orly Airport, Paris, 1 a.m. Paris time. As soon as the plane reached the gate, Kate ran into the terminal and headed for the telephones. The other McCallisters were right behind her. "I'm going to try our house," Kate yelled. "Peter, you call the Murphys. If they're home, they can run over and get Kev. Kids, go get changed. Start calling everyone you know." Kate pulled her address book out of her bag and tossed it to Leslie. "You and Frank call anyone who lives on our street. If we're lucky, someone will still be home." They took up a whole bank of phones. As Kate dialed her home phone number, she felt reassured. One of them had to get through. A moment later, she heard a recording that her phone was out of order. "Darn!" Kate thought. She had a vague recollection of the man from the Commonwealth Power and Light saying something that morning about the phones. Next tried the local police. "Oak Park Police Department," the switchboard operator answered. Kate waved excitedly at Peter. Then she tried to explain to the operator that she and her family were in Paris, but they'd forgotten Kevin. "So you want to report a missing child?" the operator asked. "No," Kate said. "He's not missing. He's at home. We left on an overseas flight, and we had 11 kids. Somehow we overlooked him." "Then the child is not missing," the operator said. "Listen," Kate said, feeling her frustration growing. "I just need someone to go to my house and see if my child is all right. And tell him we're coming home for him," Peter added. "Right," said Kate. "We're coming home." "I better connect you with Family Crisis Intervention," said the operator. "Wait!" Kate yelled. "This is not a family crisis!" But it was too late. The operator put her on hold. Kate turned to Peter. "Somehow I'm going to make them understand what's going on," she said. "You should go to the ticket counter. Book the first flight home." "For all of us?" Peter asked. "There's no sense in taking the kids," Kate said. "You stay here with them. I'll go get Kevin and bring him back." Peter frowned. Kate gave him a kiss on the cheek. "Just hold Christmas for us, okay?" Peter nodded and hurried toward the ticket counter. Meanwhile, a new voice from the Oak Park Police Department came on the phone. "Family Crisis Intervention, Sergeant Balzac speaking." "Hi," Kate said. "Look, I'm calling from Paris." Paris, Sergeant Balzac repeated. That doesn't sound like it's in our district. It isn't, Kate said, but my little boy is... You see, he is home alone. Has a child been involved in a violent altercation with a drunken or mentally ill family member? Sergeant Balzac asked. No, Kate said. Has the child been involved in a household accident? Gosh, I hope not, said Kate. Has the child swallowed poison or an object has become lodged in his throat? Asked Balzac. No, Kate screamed. He's just home alone, and I just want you to send somebody over to the house just to check on him. Hold your horses, lady, Balzac said. All you want is someone to go over to your house and check on your son. Yes, screamed Kate. Hold on while I transfer you to the police department, Balzac said. But I've already... Before Kate could say anything more, she was put on hold again. She felt like throwing the receiver against the wall, but that wouldn't help get Kevin. Meanwhile, the kids, Leslie and Frank, started drifting toward her. Any luck? Kate asked hopefully as she waited for the Oak Park police again. None, said Heather. The other kids either shook their heads or shrugged. Just a bunch of answering machines, squeaked Aunt Leslie. Okay, listen, Kate said, handing the phone to her. I've got the Oak Park Police Department on the line. Don't get off until they promise to send someone to the house to check on Kevin. I'm going to see if Peter's had any luck with the planes. Kate ran to the ticket area. Peter was leaning on the counter, talking to a ticket agent. He didn't look happy. Any luck? Kate asked. Tonight's flights to Chicago are all booked, Peter said, with standby lists a mile long. Let's try another city, Kate said. I already did. Detroit, New York, I tried everything. What about a private jet? Kate asked. I checked, Peter said. None available. The first flight I could get you on leaves Monday night. Monday? Kate gasped. That's 2 days from now. It's the best I can do. But that's not good enough, Kate said. Peter sighed. Look, honey, we've done all we can here. The kids are exhausted. We're tired. Let's go to my brother Rob's house. We can call the police again from there. No, Kate replied very firmly. I have a young child at home alone. We punished him last night. He may even be thinking we left him home on purpose. I'm not leaving here unless it's on an airplane. Honey, please, Peter begged. Don't, Peter, Kate said. The only place I'm going is back home. I'll put myself on standby for every flight back to the States and just wait until a seat opens up. You take everybody to Rob's. I'll call you as soon as I know anything. You sure? Peter asked. Absolutely, said Kate. Peter smiled slightly. You're a good mother. Kate tried to smile back. I'm trying. December 22nd, Oak Park, 8:15 p.m. Kevin wandered into the study. He knew what was about to happen. He was about to spend his first night ever alone. He just finished going through the house, making sure the doors were locked and every possible light was on. Don't be scared, he whispered. Dad always says there's nothing to be scared of. He turned on the TV. A football game was beginning. The players on the sidelines were walking back and forth, pumping their fists, getting themselves up for the game. Kevin clenched his fists and started walking back and forth. I won't be afraid, he chanted. I won't be afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of anything. Not even the dark. Kevin stopped and looked at the front door. He felt really pumped up now. He pushed open the door and went out into the dark. I'm not afraid of anyone, he whispered. I'm not afraid of anything, he said a little louder. Then he ran down the end of the driveway and shouted, I'm not afraid of anyone. That's good, someone said. Kevin's jaw fell open. Old Man Marley came out of the shadows, carrying a snow shovel. Ah! Kevin screamed and bolted for the house. He slammed the front door closed, locked it, ran upstairs, and dove into his mother's bed. He pulled a pillow over his head and trembled. Moments later, an Oak Park police car rolled down the street. The two officers inside had just received a call from the station to check out the McCallister house and see if anyone was home. Something about the family being in Paris and a missing kid. The cops pulled into the driveway and got out. They went to the door and knocked. Upstairs, Kevin pulled another pillow over his head and held his breath. The cop knocked. Go away, Marley, whispered Kevin. Please go away. The cops looked in the windows. There's There's nobody home, one of the cops said. The place looks secure. What about the lights? Asked his partner. Timers. All the houses around here have them. So what do we do? His partner asked. The first cop shrugged. Call the station. Tell the McCallisters to count their kids again. Well, they didn't do much, did they? December 23rd, Paris, 3 p.m., Paris time. Paris was gaily lit for the holidays. The trees along the Champs-Élysées were strung with colored lights, and the Arc de Triomphe was bathed in spotlights. But in Rob McCallister's apartment on the Rue de les Fedes, all was not cheery. I apologize if I pronounced any of that wrong. I do not speak French. Inside, Uncle Frank, Rod, Megan, and Lenny sat on the couch and watched TV just like they did at home. Buzz was looking at French magazines, and Peter was on the phone to the States, still trying to find someone in Oak Park to check on Kevin. Hey kids, Uncle Frank said, in honor of our first lunch in France, I'm going to do a snail burp. He let out a tiny, high-pitched burp. Megan groaned and wandered over to Buzz. This is so pointless, she complained. What? Asked Buzz. He liked these French magazines. Sometimes the models didn't wear a lot of clothes. We're sitting here rotting in an apartment, Megan moped. Kevin's at home? Mom's at the airport? So? Buzz asked. You don't think it's weird? Asked Megan. No. You're not worried at all about you're not worried about Kevin at all? Megan asked. Buzz shrugged. Why should I? He's home alone, Megan said. And he deserves it, Buzz said. He acted like a jerk once too many times, and it finally caught up to him. But he's so little and helpless, Megan said. Think about it. He must be flipping out. Yeah, Buzz said with a nasty grin. He's probably doing a stage 10 brain fry down right now. But he asked for it. Megan was shocked. You're really cruel, you know that? Why? Buzz asked. Because I think the little trout could use a couple days in the real world? You're not at all worried something might happen to him? Megan asked. No, Buzz shook his head and held up 3 fingers. For 3 reasons. A, I'm not that lucky. 2, we have smoke detectors. And D, we live on the single most boring street in the United States of America where nothing even remotely dangerous is ever, did ever, and will ever happen. Period. Megan knew Buzz was probably right, but she was still worried. She walked over to her father, who had just hung up the phone. Any luck? She asked. Peter shook his head. I've spoken to more answering machines in the last 4 hours than I have in the last 4 years. Is there anyone left to call? Megan asked. Yeah, a few, Peter said. But I'm going to try later. Right now, all I'm doing is striking out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop there, and we shall see what happens for our next reading.